first question was, how do I build my hereafter? How do I leave a legacy? How do I use my skills in order to build my akhirah and to glorify my Lord and to be happy in my grave? Now is the time for action. We've cried over Gaza. Now is the time for action. But there will be obstacles that will stand in your way. Shaitan will say to you, number one, how can you be that person? How? What talents do you have? He will say. You can't speak. You're not a scholar. You don't have millions. What skills, talents do you have that allow you to stand out and to leave a mark as a Muslim man or woman? How do you respond to this? We respond with the words of our scholar, Abu Mu'adh al-Razi. Woe to he who allows a bird to be better than him. Woe, that's a threat. Woe to he who allows a bird to be better than him. What is he referring to? Which bird? The bird from the story of Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, Sulaiman who could speak with the jinn, speak with the animal world. And one day with his assembly, he noticed that there was a hoopoe bird, a hudhud, that was missing. The bird comes very late and it said, I have come to you from Saba, from Yemen, with big news. And then the bird would complain to Prophet Sulaiman and say that I saw people prostrating to other than Allah Almighty. The bird was so upset. Have you felt that jealousy, that concern for the religion of Islam as the bird did? Imagine Sulaiman sat on his throne with the animals and the jinn and the human beings there before him, and the bird is speaking in the royal presence of Prophet Sulaiman, and Sulaiman is listening and he appreciates the passion and the concern of this bird. So Al-Razi, he said, beware of allowing a bird to be better than you. Beware of allowing a bird to be better than you. So don't say I don't have the talents. He who says I don't have the talents is accusing Allah Almighty of not giving him or her the resources needed to attain the highest place in Jannah. And this is bad manners towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is the answer to the question that says, I have no talents. Obstacle number two, someone will say, okay, I have talents, but I'm not a scholar. Barely know how to recite the Quran. How can I leave a mark after me? And I say, who in the history of Islam ever said that in order for you to be an effective woman or man, that you needed to be a scholar of the religion? Who said this? Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, was he a scholar on day number 2 when he became a Muslim? Yet what did Abu Bakr do on day number 2? He comes back the second day after discovering Islam with 5 men at the door of the Prophet ﷺ, ready to become Muslims. Who does he come with? Uthman ibn Affan, Zubayr ibn al-Awwam, Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas, the Prophet's uncle, Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, Talha ibn Ubaidillah. 5 men after day 2 of becoming a Muslim. So don't say, I'm not a scholar. You just need to know what you need to know about your respective field and how that's going to be working towards the religion. As for being a scholar of Islam, that's for a minority of people. That's not for every one of us. But every one of us is expected and can and will leave a mark after they die and before they die. I am not a scholar. You do not need to be a scholar to become an effective Muslim. Obstacle number 3, and I will conclude with this. A brother or sister may say, fine, I do have talents. And fine, I'm not a scholar. And I acknowledge I don't need to be a scholar. But my issue is that I am a sinner. I have certain addictions, yearnings, cravings, sins, relationships that I'm still struggling to let go of. Would that not be hypocritical of me to think that I could change the world or leave a mark on my family or my community when I'm still battling with these basics? I say to you, no, it is not hypocritical. It is part of the process of leaving them. The mindset of I'm a sinner and I feel bad is a valuable one. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ said, if you're happy when you do a good deed and you're sad when you commit a sin, then you are a believer. But when do you know that you've gone too far with this? When this mentality of I'm a sinner stops you from now taking initiative, from being proactive, from creating a 20 or a 30-year project for your akhirah to present Allah as a gift on the day of judgment. That's when you know you've gone too far. When you say, I can't do any of that because I'm a sinner. That's when you know you've fallen into the traps of shaitan. So there you have it, my brother and my sister. What excuse do we have? And I'm looking at the faces in front of me, and it seems that the average lifespan of us as Muslims here are 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 years worth of Islam and ni'mah from Allah Almighty. Where is the mark? We are able to do this, and don't allow any obstacle to stand in your way.